Hello there, Pokefans, past, present, and future. Welcome back to Agent 836 channel. And today we are going to go over how to start collecting some do's and don'ts for new collectors or returning collectors that are getting back to Pokemon either in the past year or recently, or hell, even starting this year, 2022. I'm going to give you guys my do's and don'ts on how to collect, invest, and what to do. That way you can save the most money and save the best bang for your bucks, because I do know products are expensive, they're not cheap, and then the pull rates are really low. You probably spend so much money on one set, you still don't get, you still can't pull the card you need. So I'm here to provide you guys some do's and don'ts and whatnot, so you guys can save the most money you can, because I know we all work hard. This is a hobby, and we don't want to spend too much of our money towards our hobby. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Agent 836. Before we get started, if you can just subscribe or click on the subscribe button below, and also leave a like. This will definitely help grow our channel so we can promote more knowledge to the community. I want to provide all my knowledge and resource to our community so they can make better decision or have some sort of idea where to start, especially when researching for Pokemon. Pokemon here is a culture. I enjoy and love this culture, and I just want the next person to also enjoy and love the culture as well as I do. This is something that I want to make sure all of my viewers understand and save the most money as they can, because these products are not getting cheaper. Our economy is currently going through some pretty tough or rough road. They're showing that inflation is going up, rates are going to increase, stuff are going to cost more. Yeah, we know we're not going to pay a lot of our salary too, so I want to make sure that our hard-earned dollar is being put towards product or things that are more valuable or more pretty much more of a value to us here, because I don't want you guys purchasing stuff and you spend so much money on it, you don't have anything you like. And that's what I'm here for, to go over everything we have, look at your options, what is the best route for you, and pretty much save all the money you can for you, so you can get the best bang for your dollar. That's pretty much what I'm here for, to make sure you save as much as you can, so we can keep the culture going. If we don't do that, this Pokemon culture isn't going to keep spreading, keep evolving. It's just going to stay where it's currently at. We're not getting any more. Our demographic is not increasing enough. We don't have enough follower coming in. And this is one way to promote it, especially during the COVID season. A lot of people like myself got back into Pokemon because there was nothing to do. So we took it upon ourselves to revisit some of our past treasure, and this is one of the treasures that I come up with, because I always grew up loving Pokemon. I couldn't afford it growing up because we were broke. Now that I'm working, I have some extra money on the side. I can do this as a hobby, collect some cards. But during that time and that path, I ran into a lot of stuff that I want to make sure you guys don't run into. Want to make sure you guys save as much money as you can, so you guys don't overspend like I did. And that's what these videos are for. Just to make sure you guys don't overspend for anything like I did. Learn from my mistake, Alright, to get started, for our do's and don'ts for a new Pokemon collector or investor, if you just recently started, or if you just had, or if you started in a few past years. So let's get started here. Alright, so to get started with Pokemon here, I honestly start with investing in a set that you like. I know there are sets that maybe your friends or peers that already have from the past that are expensive. You're like, maybe I should get into that. My advice is no, don't get into something that's already too expensive. You're not gonna make back any of your money. And if you guys watched my previous video, it's hard to resell a lot of the seal product from the past or high amount because we just don't have enough collectors out there going around buying stuff. You can still sell it. It's just to compete with the current market and supply at that amount or at that value or cost. It's gonna your product gonna sit on your shelf for a while on your inventory because it's just hard to move the product. Like for example, if you're trying to sell a, let's say, a base set booster box for, I don't know, they're going for like almost hundreds of $1,000s. That's from the first base set production. And now a lot of people are going to have hundreds of thousands to spend on a Pokemon product. Logan Paul did it because he's a YouTuber. He makes a lot of money. He didn't really care. General people like you and me, we don't have that laying around, so we can't do that. And my advice for you is don't start on an older generation set. You're just going to lose money. What you should do is you should research the current set or the current generation that you have. Make sure you put in some research, like my previous video, how I've been advising about Fusion Strikes and Brilliant Stars. Brilliant Stars is an awesome set. Like I said, it has the. And make sure when you're doing your research as well, before we continue with that, is make sure the set you're investing in or trying to collect has a poster child. Has either the Charizard, Pikachu, or Eevee. If you're just looking mainly to invest, make sure they have a poster child. That's the only way it's going to drive the value of the setup. Just look at Evolving Skies, the Evolving Skies set here, compared to my Fusion Strike booster box there. Evolving Sky booster box and Fusion Strike booster box all start from the same price from wholesale at $82. The Fusion Strike box I got here, I got it for $75, I believe, after everything, from one of my friends. Evolving Strikes, however, is up to $150, $160. Why? This has all the Eevee evolution. Fusion Strike just have the Mew. The Mew is pretty much the main card. Although Mew is legendary, it's not one of the main poster child, and not a lot of people are after it. Compared to Evolving Skies, it has Eevee's, all of Eevee's evolution, and heck, if you can get all of the evolution in one box, why not? One set, right? You just gotta buy one set, and then you can pull all of it. On to my next point here. That's why you have to do a lot of research. Make sure that the set that you're looking at contains the poster child, and also make sure that it doesn't have a lot of cards. If it has a lot of cards and you're just trying to collect a set versus investing, you're just trying to collect a whole set for a booster set or set that has a lot of cards, it may take you longer. You may have to buy more product. You may end up with more duplicate. Heck, if the set prices go up, you may lose more money to keep trying it, get that one rare card. Like, the thing about Evolving Sky is it's such a good set, but it's such a high number of cards too. The card list, it's over 200 cards. And as you can see here, the Umbreon here, I wasn't able to pull this over a booster box. I pulled it from a sleeve or a booster pack, and look at this. It says 215 or 203. So there's 203 cards, and then there's additional cards like the rarity cards, like alternate arts. That's all. Whoop, look at the Sylveon here. 212 or 203. It's a little bit more harder to pull these rare alternate art cards. And I have, just from my end, did my research. That's why I ask you guys to always look at the new generation set. Now do your research, because they're going to keep reprinting cards. I did my research. I bought into Evolving Skies during the third print run. And during the third print run, everything dipped down to like $100. So I bought like so many set or booster box of it. I was able to pull a few, and then I was also able to buy sleeves. I was able to pull a few. The one that I actually purchased was the Glaceon VMAX alternate art here, 209 or 203, and the Leafeon VMAX alternate art, 205, 203. The only reason why I purchased these two cards here was because a Velvet Sky booster box was going for like 150, and I was not able to even try and get these in sleeve. This card by itself is going for roughly 120 raw, and this is going for 120 as well, 250 raw. I was able to get this graded at 9.5 by CGC for, I believe it was like 200, and I got this for like roughly 150 after everything. And they're both graded at 9.5. It's just by different companies. We're gonna go over the different companies and why people bash on SGC, but they're almost the same thing. We're gonna go over that in my next video. So I thought it was a good deal because, you know, I didn't spend as much more than I should have, and I still got a graded card because once I got it, I was gonna grade it, send it to get graded anyway, and it would have cost me roughly almost the same thing. And just like for my previous video, even though I sent it to get it graded, I'm not guaranteeing a, you know, a 9.5. I might have gotten an 8 or a 9, and that just hurt the value of my card. You know, it hurts the value a lot because with raw card, it's like, you know, it's like in the NBA draft, NFL draft. Raw talent, there's a higher ceiling. With raw talent, there's such a higher ceiling. You believe that this person or this card has just a higher ceiling because it's not graded yet. You don't have the ceiling for the card value. So for a raw card, this can go, you can even say up to 10. But for a graded card, your value, your ceiling is there. There's no going past it. So that's why when I saw these two cards, I thought it was a good deal. I got it for a fairly good deal because, to myself, if I was not able to obtain a raw card in this condition, this good condition, then I'm not going to try to get it graded because I'm just going to lose my money. And when I try to put that out there in the resale market, it's not going to be as well. It's not going to sell as high. Like my Umbreon VMAX here. I thought about sending it to get graded, but I was like, it's almost $300 raw. I could probably get $270 for it raw. Why send it to get graded? Because nobody wants to buy a 9 or an 8. Just look at the Charizard V that I have received from a trade of a Velvet Sky booster box. I got that from a trade. I'm listing it at $200. Nobody wants to buy it. And like my previous video, you know, it's tough. We have a limited supplies of buyers. It's tough. So my advice is, if you're looking to start a new set or collect a new set, please do some research. Find out how many cards they have. They usually release card lists. Don't buy the first wave. The first wave is pre-release and you're paying more expensive. Buy during the second wave or the third wave. You save us more money, and the booster set has gone down so much in value because of the reprint. Even though you're a little bit late to the game, you're not losing anything. You probably much are the one. You're saving the most money being late to the game and being early. We have a economic phrase called FOMO, fear of missing out. You have this fear that you're missing out on the card. You're not. They're going to keep reprinting until they're always going to reprint up to a third set. Regardless, they're going to make a third set at the most. So don't have this FOMO, fear of missing out, because you're not going to miss out. It's going to be there. It's going to be the same. Just look at the people that bought Fusion Strikes when they first came out for like 120. I waited. I didn't want to buy Fusion Strikes. I was like, you know, it didn't have the poster child. I waited for it. Brilliant Stars. It has Charizard, and that's why I waited. I could have bought a whole bunch of Fusion Strikes. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna save my money and spent that on Brilliant Stars. It has the poster child, and I got unlucky. Like I said, I got a whole bunch of those booster box for like $100 right before the release date. Pre-release was going up, but right around before the release date, people were just dumping them out there at like the first wave because they're like, you know what, screw it. They're just trying to get rid of products. So they were just trying to get rid of inventory. So I got it for pretty cheap, like around 105, 110, around that that margin there. My other don't do is don't get hyped, like I said, FOMO, into trying to get as much as you can, buying products over and over, just because you didn't pull the card you like. And just remember, the pull rates are low. You can't just pull a Charizard out of a box just because you think it's in the box. The pull rates are pretty low. You should always consider waiting till the second print. Another do here is waiting till the second or third print and see if the value of that rare card, like the Charizard, came down. Before pulling my alternate art and my secret red Charizard from the booster packs, I actually purchased a Charizard, an alternate art Charizard, and it went down to, I actually got it from a Facebook seller. He sold it for 170. He was listing it for 180, but I was like, can I do it for 170? So I got an alternate art Charizard for 170 before I pulled my own. And now they're back up to like roughly, you want 190, 200. So I could probably sell it for like 180, get $10 profit. I say that's a smarter bet, because trying to pull a Charizard from the booster set is a pain in the butt. And if you're right around opening week for Brilliant Stars, the box or the set is still roughly around 150, 140. So if you're gonna keep spending anywhere from an average of 135 to 140, you spend like 3 or 4 booster box worth, you're already out like roughly almost $500 plus just for a $20 card. My best advice is, if you're going to start collecting, do some research. Find out exactly what set you like, what card you like, how big is the set. If the set's too big, should I even bother trying to collect this set? Brilliant Stars only have 170, I believe. 172. It's a smaller set. You can actually try to collect the whole set. One of my friends is down to his 10th card. He needs like 10 more cards to go. And we're only beyond. It's only been 1 month since the release of Brilliant Stars. He only needs 10 more cards. Evolving Skies, heck, I know people that still need like 30 cards. And it's been out since November of last year. So my advice is, make sure you do your research. Find out the set you like. Look at the number of cards that they have. Does it have a poster child? Does the set have cards that are worth it? For example, like the Fusion Strike, the best card is probably a Espeon alternate art for like $110. The set itself you can find for 82 to 100. So your card that may be in the set doesn't really drive the value of the set up at all. You don't want to invest in that kind of set, because then the chance of pulling that card is slim, and the value of the card in there is not as high, so it's not going to go up in value. The only time you should be getting a set like what I got here for Fusion Strike is you can get it to a wholesale. You can try to buy for like as close as you can wholesale price. Anything near wholesale price is a steal. If you can get that for like $80, it's a steal. You're not going to get that better. You're at the bottom. And there's only up. You only go up from here. You're at the bottom, literally. It doesn't go lower than that. Especially if they stop printing Fusion Strikes and they literally just stop it. It's gonna go up, and you pretty much bought it at the bottom. So always do your research. And if you can see, I have some Celebration in the back. I have a Celebration Elite Trainer box and a Charizard here. If you're gonna go into investing and collecting for long-term hold, look into Celebration product. I know we still have a lot of Pikachu V Union out there at Best Buy for like $29.99, I believe. That's probably the best bang you're gonna get now, because we're sold out. The Charizard set, if you guys can watch my video, I get those from Best Buy for $19.99. They're all sold out everywhere right now. And these, I've seen them listed at third-party sites like Facebook Market, offer up for like $40, $50. So if you would have bought one like just last month, you could have flipped it around for 100% gain. Because for $20 you're flipping it for like 40. I have like 6 of those left, and I have the regular Elite Trainer box for Celebration and the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box that I bought. I'm gonna sit on these. The reason why these are going up, and if you can still get your hand on these while they're cheap right now, you should, because it's pretty much still early in the release, or earlier in the last due date or last print date. The reason why is if you look at Pokemon Generation 20, that's going up to like $1,000. The reason why these are going to go up even more is because this is one of the set that comes with a base set Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur. I don't think we're ever going to print another base set of that ever again. The last time was Pokemon Evolution X and Y. Hell, even in Pokemon Generation 20, they didn't come with a base set Charizard, Venusaur, or Blastoise. Only Celebration 25 did. So that's a little heads up for you guys. If you guys are trying to collect long term, I will go toward the Celebration, trying to see if you can get any product now for a cheap $20 to like $45. You may think it's expensive now, but in the long term, you're getting well more beyond than that. You can get these back for like $100 to $200 to $300 to $1,000. Well, that's my take today, guys, for do's and don'ts purchasing Pokemon product for collecting and investing. Please let me know what you guys think about in the comment below. Really appreciate it. Take care.